What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at base Eto'o, the 87 Cameroonian striker. He has got obviously a base, mid and prime in the game, and he is 87, 90 and 92. This one is coming in at about 800,000 coins on the Xbox. His mid is about 1 million and his prime that is newly released is around about 3 million. We are going to be looking at all three of them at some point. Obviously we're starting with the base with this one. 4-star, 4-star. He looks absolutely fantastic. 5'10", medium low work rates, right footed with finesse and outside of the foot shot. And if you know the channel, you know I like them sort of traits. In terms of obviously his profile, we know he is still the Barca legend, as well as playing a good amount of games for Inter. Same with Mallorca, and to be honest, he's played for quite a few clubs. He went obviously to Chelsea at some point and Everton way late on into his career, and he was just phenomenal. Like pace wise, shooting wise, everything about him was a key crucial striker. In the game, he's got great acceleration and sprint speed. Shooting is very high up there and obviously only gets better as time goes on. Passing wise, the short pass is definitely decent. We've got good dribbling on him, 90 agility, obviously the 89 composure. We've got relatively okay physical, nothing too crazy, but definitely not necessarily weak. Obviously 77 strength and 75 aggression is probably about average, maybe just a little bit under, depending on who you are going for and obviously the level of striker you are looking at. Head and accuracy, again, not terrible. Jumping's good. 5'10", like I said, he's going to get some headers every now and then, but he's not necessarily going to be your key header guy or something. But we're going to be seeing, is he worth 800k on the Xbox? He's about 940 to 950 on the PS and PC. So quite interesting to see what this guy can do. Straight into him. Going to look for that pace. Oh, and he's won the foul absolutely easy. Who's that? Vidic. What do we got? We got Pele on the ball. Eto'o, good power on him. No real free kick accuracy. So we are going to step up with Pele with this one. We are going to beat Schmeichel in net. So this may be a little bit tougher. Let's see what we can find with it. Get some dip. It's gone for the hit and it's a little bit wide. Eto'o again. A little bit of a skill pass showing off a little bit. Salah's going to go into Xavi. Back into Eto'o. Going to find it out wide to Pulisic. One more back into Eto'o. Little juke pass. He does win it, but again, unfortunately, it is going to push out wide to Baggio, and Garincha's now going to try and attack us as well, but Lahm is going to deny him. Going from Pulisic into Eto'o again. We're looking in the middle into Gundogan. We're going to try and feed one back into Eto'o. Just hit it with his left, and Vidic manages to do so much, but Eto'o does capitalise, and Gundogan is going to find that corner. Absolutely stunning stuff straight off the bat with Eto'o. It just glues to him. Very nice work from Eto'o here. Going to find him there. He's brought Vidic across, get the first touch, and it's a cracking recovery challenge. Definitely a decent tackle there, and that is sometimes where the kind of icon centre-backs come into play, where you've got a fast striker, but you just have to kind of make that last-ditch challenge. Sometimes you get booked for it. You may be given a penalty every now and then, but a lot of the time, if their defensive ability's up and you time it just enough, you can make them sorts of tackles. But again, it is inevitable that Eto'o just keeps on winning it, and that is just an absolute silly challenge right there. The one thing I like about Eto'o as well, that dribbling is absolute sauce. Very quick on turns. Got a good acceleration to get away from everybody. And then he keeps a constant speed. So he is almost one of the perfect strikers, really. Big ball in. He is not offside. If he is offside, it is by an absolute fraction. And I think as well with most icons, oh, that's a cracking ball. It's Ibra. Ibra is going to always batter that, especially his 91. But I think with icons as well, if you are happy pretty much, I'd say 90% of the time that you'd get them. So for instance, if you got Eto'o base in like a month or so and you were still happy with him, then I think most definitely you've got an absolute winner. Normally, unless he's obviously the name. That again, sometimes you have icons that are not necessarily incredible, but maybe the player that you want. But most icons, if you are very happy to get him, it is because they're going to be good. They're going to be somewhat of a decent player, and obviously that is what you kind of just naturally think with Eto'o personally. Eto'o building up play with Salah here. Going to make that vital run. What can we find with him? Can we get a little dip at the back box? It's going to be a volley from Dembele, but unfortunately we cannot follow up with Eto'o there. Again, the guy's defense has been absolutely crazy. Really, really hard to break it down. Eto is trying his hardest. Finds it in. Gets the first touch. And I don't understand. I didn't put that much power on it. Eto. He's got fantastic dribbling on him. Just cannot salvage anything in this match. The defense is absolutely on point, and the attack is very, very difficult to go against. Obviously, when you are going against a 91 Ibra and obviously 94 Ronaldo, it's very, very tricky. But defensively, he's just managing to get people behind the ball, which obviously always helps in terms of AI blocks. Eto, one touch, bang, and he's going to try and do something. It's a cracking return. Can he make the return of the game? I feel like it's going to be a long, long game, and I think we've got to really stop him from scoring any more at this point, really. So going into the overall for Eto, like I say, not a bad striker at all. Coming in at a relatively decent price in comparison to the strikers who I think really are the same sort of level. If we're looking, we're going to have to go a bit further down. I wonder if we can search these by base icons, because obviously in terms of the level, his prime is obviously way up there. But in terms of his base, it's got like a limit, obviously. We know that it's base, mid, prime with Eto, whereas some are mid, base, prime, prime, base, mid. You've got different versions being better and worse at certain things. So if we have a look at some base strikers, let's have a look at what we've got. So obviously Pele, R9, Eusebio, Puskás, Cruyff are all top tier. If we're looking at somebody like a Drogba, Del P is very, very nice. Obviously coming in at a little bit of a smaller height. Cantona is still 900, so you can kind of see what level he's with. Butrez 400. Obviously Van Persie's still 5. So Eto's definitely up there in terms of price. And if we are obviously going to order it by price, he's sitting in just over Dalglish, just under Cantona and the big boys. So he is kind of like that nearly at that top level, but just under, just by a couple of hundred at the very minimum. But really, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is the 7th highest striker centre forward in obviously the icon bases. So to be honest, not a bad little feat for him. In terms of what he can bring, he's pacey. He's got a great shot on him. Obviously, his dribbling is decent. He keeps the ball. He's relatively okay at handling himself on the one-on-ones. Obviously, you are somewhat wanting to pass and move with him. He isn't necessarily the biggest or the strongest player on the ball, but most definitely is not the weakest as well. So always bear that in mind. Obviously, the chem style you want to be running is either marksman, and I think that has taken a hell of a lot of the votes. Finisher is the next one. Marksman will give you 96 shooting, 85 physicals, and 94 dribbling, whereas the finisher will give you 95 and 94. So really, you are kind of actually gaining, but you are missing out on attacking positioning, volleys and penalties, whereas you get a bit of extra long shots with the marksman. I think that's probably the better trade. Volleys, not necessarily needed. Penalties, again, you're not necessarily needed either. Positioning is always a nice one to have, but I think he has plenty of that, and animations are really nice for him. Obviously, having the 4-star is a benefit. The finesse on outside of the foot trait is good as well, and I think overall he is just a top striker. Always was in terms of on the pitch in real life, and in FIFA, again, he strikes once more. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. Let me know down below what you think. And make sure you do like and subscribe on the video. I'm going to give him a solid 9.2 for this base striker. Catch you around. Peace.